Hi everyone, and welcome to our day 3 of 21 of our 21-day yoga challenge together. My name is Antoinette. I'm so excited that we get to continue our practice together, and tonight we're going to focus on upper body. I wanted to say thank you to all the students that are on Zoom tonight, and also to Sibley Hospital for the support in making this series happen, because it's just been such a great turnout, and I'm excited about it, very energized by that. Tonight we're going to focus on upper body. As I mentioned to you, we're going to go back and forth from upper, lower, start working on abdomen, probably tomorrow, and then maybe one day we'll kind of do more of an easier, lighter workout, but more of a meditative kind of focus on breath work or stretching. So we're going to continue to mix it up. I mentioned to you guys last night with upper body, we're going to need a low pound weight and a higher pound weight. So I also chose to show a soup can or a beans can or something like that, because some of us in our home gym, we don't have the props that we might have readily available at a yoga studio or at another gym. So this is a great way. This is 1 pound that I can use. And then I also have a 5 pound weight too. I ask students to just keep everything kind of up toward the top of your mat. And then that way, if you get into a posture and things start to feel really easy for you, you can readily access your weights for something a little bit more challenging. And then also, and I just misplaced it, but also a strap. And here's one right here. So that we can start off our practice tonight with a good stretch as we sit in Sukhasana. So we're going to start off there. Go on to tabletop. We're going to do a lot of focus on triceps, biceps, doing some of this, and then also just focusing on our shoulder health as we lift and extend from this position. So we're going to just start off first in Sukhasana, in our easy pose, and then we'll go from there. Hi Miriam, and let me let one more student in too. We had a great day in the phase 2 PACU area of Sibley where I worked today. So really grateful for the people that I get to work with, because I'm very lucky. I love my job. All right, so sitting in Sukhasana. Let's start off there. When we sit in Sukhasana, you may find that you have one leg that you always habitually put on top of the other, right? For me, it's my right. So I invite you to switch it up tonight. Don't have to, it's just an invitation. Let's go ahead, if it feels safe to us, to keep our eyes closed, start to bring them closed, or just bring the gaze out in front of us. We'll take a moment just to start a good deep inhale in and an exhale out. As you take an inhale in, that opportunity to start with the inhale toward the belly, then the ribs, and then the chest, as you let the lungs expand and fill with air. And once you take that deep inhale at the chest, then maybe you can exhale from chest, ribs, and belly. Sometimes we can access that by taking one hand toward the chest and one hand toward the belly. And then maybe in your mind you say belly, ribs, and chest, and vice versa. I do that often when I sit and meditate in the morning, when my mind starts to wander. It's an opportunity to just focus on accessing those body parts as you inhale and exhale, making it a very literal transition in your mind. And then it starts to keep the mind from wandering in a direction that might not be productive. So let's take a good deep inhale in and exhale out again. We notice proprioceptively where we sit here on our mats. Perhaps we're able to scan the body quickly and just check in with the self, right? How did we do today? How do we feel right now? Are we energized? Are we lethargic? How do we feel today? Without judgment or dialogue. Let's open the eyes now Keep the hands down beside us for just a moment. Make fists with the hands. Let's just tense up and start to take the shoulders up toward the ears just to create a little bit of tension. Now as you do, roll the shoulders back a little bit. So we puff out the chest, we bring the shoulder blades together. Navel comes back toward the spine. And then let's exhale out. Inhale, let's draw the shoulders up. Start to roll the shoulders back as you hold the breath. And then exhale out. Have your strap close by you if you can. I recommend just taking the strap and cutting it kind of in half, folding it in half. Okay. So it's maybe about shoulder height apart so that we were holding it kind of like this. Okay. So bring it out in front of you for just a moment. Create a little bit of tension. Let's inhale as we draw the strap up, coming up. Good deep inhale. And as you do, lengthening the arms if it feels okay to you. Exhale, come down halfway. Now as you do, you're pushing the shoulders out away from you. Start to draw the shoulder blades in. Just notice that sensation. And then allow the shoulders to kind of relax in its normal way. Inhale, coming up. Good deep inhale. Let's exhale and just bend over toward the right. So this might feel a little bit different than what we normally do when we just bring our right hand down, right? As we create a little bit of tension. Straightening the arms, coming back, inhaling, and exhaling, heading over to the left side. Perhaps you feel from that right hand going down toward that right armpit, maybe a different kind of stretch. Coming up, good deep inhale. Let's go one more time. Exhale over to the right. Inhaling, coming up, and exhaling over to the left. Sit yourself tall so you're using the core as you come up. This time we're going to twist over to the right. Now if this doesn't feel comfortable, just go as far as you can. You're twisting from the abdomen, not from the shoulders. As you inhale in, maybe you can exhale and go a little bit farther. As you draw that left hand from the right starts to lead. And then we'll come back again. Good deep inhale, reaching up. So we're using the core here, right? Exhaling as we head over to the left side. And begin to just gently tug with the left hand, creating a little bit more of length along the right side. Come back again, one good deep inhale. And exhale, head over to the right side. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale over to the left side. Let's come back again, inhaling. And then exhale out halfway. Good deep inhale. Exhale, come back up. Reach up, inhaling. As you exhale, last time, let's go over to the right side. Come back. Over to the left side. And come back. And bring the arms down. I'm just going to let somebody else in. Let's roll over onto our hands and knees. Come back onto tabletop. Starfish your hands out in front of you. And let's be there. Remember to have your... Hi, Craig. Hi, Tina. Have your hands starfished out in front of you in your tabletop position. Have your weights close by. Let's start off with a few cat-cows, though. So with our hands starfish out in front of us at hip-width distance apart, let's inhale in as we sway the back and take a look up. Eyes and chin. Energy travels down toward the navel. Exhale as we round the back. We push up with the shoulder heads. Inhale, swaying the back. And exhale, rounding the back. Inhale, swaying. Exhale, rounding. Come back to neutral. Pause here for just a second. Let's take our right foot out. So let's play all 5 right toes back. Push back on that right calf. And roll up onto the ball of the feet, into the shoelaces part of the feet. I always like to start off this way because I don't know about you, but I've crammed my feet into nursing shoes all day today. And it feels really good to just be free on the mat, barefoot, and then push back gently so that we get a nice calf stretch. Rock the heel over toward the right side, hinge into the right hip, and breathe when you do. And then gently rock the heel over toward the left foot, left side. Rise up with that right hand. We're just moving a little bit here, just free flow. Come back again, almost like dancing. Come back again, back to your neutral as you push back on that right calf. And then right knee's gonna come back. Let's do the same thing with the left foot. Splay the toes of the left foot out. Push back on that left calf. Roll up onto the ball of the feet and the shoelaces part of the feet. Bend the toes if it feels good. Rock the heel over to the left side, gently moving as you breathe. Come back again with that left heel over the right side and gently lift that left arm up to 12 o'clock, moving. Inhaling. Exhaling, hand comes down, left foot comes back, and then left knee comes back to meet the right. Gently, just real quick, we're going to sink back into a quick child's pose or Anahatsana as you keep the heart low. Make your modifications based on your own needs. Head is low, buttocks back toward the heels if that's where you're going. Just a nice shoulder stretch here. And let's come back again, back to our tabletop. And gently, we're going to take either the low weight can or the higher weight, your choice. Left hand is out in front of you, knees are bent. That weight is right by the right knee, and we're gently going to bend that right elbow, and then we're going to extend that right arm. Bending that right elbow. So right elbow comes up, and then we just bring that right elbow out. Extend. Come back. Inhaling and exhaling. Focusing on tricep, inhaling and exhaling. More nuances here. You could take navel back toward the spine, engaging the core with your weights as you inhale in and exhale out. Inhaling and exhaling. Last time, and back. Arm comes back and then down. Let's go over to the other side. Take your right hand to the mat. Left hand comes down. Good deep inhale as you lift up. Exhale as you bring that left arm backwards. Come back, inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling. And remember, here you could switch. Like if you're in that low weight and you're coming back, you're like, you know what, I can do more. Then go for it. Or if you say, you know what, I'm getting kind of tired, then you switch it out. And then also, maybe this side is stronger or weaker than the other, right? So again, without any judgment, you just focus on what you can do, pushing yourself to your own personal edge. Extending. Let's bring that left arm back and then down. Come up onto your knees. Let's rise up. Both arms come up. Reach up. Good deep inhale. And now as we exhale, we're going to cross the elbows over. Take your left hand to your right elbow. And then we're gently going to bring that right hand down through the middle of the shoulder blades. Right? Just take a nice stretch. Good deep inhale. If you want to increase it, you could gently move yourself over to the left side. Just giving yourself a nice deeper stretch along that tricep muscle. Switch it out. Take your left elbow. Bring the left hand in between the shoulders and gently start to draw yourself over toward the right side. And let's come back again. Inhaling, reaching up, and exhale. Let's come back down as we come back toward our tabletop position. Just take a moment to circle the hips, navel back toward the spine, go in the opposite direction, and let's take our right foot forward. Start to bring that right foot all the way forward so we can come into Antoinette Asana. Left knee comes backwards just a bit. Rise up with the arms as you inhale in. Good deep inhale. Rising up. Maybe a slight back bend. Exhale down. We're just going to do a quick stretch as we start to hinge the hips back. Left foot starts to flex. We start to hinge over that right leg. Go as far as you want to tonight. You could even round if it feels good to you. Again, a little more free form here, right? And then start to draw the hips forward again, coming up into that lunge. We're going to tuck the back toes under, take that left knee off the mat. Good deep inhale. and an exhale. Let's do a little twist, rising up with that right arm, reach up, good deep inhale here. Exhale down the right arm. Inhale, left arm as we twist, reaching up. Exhale down the left arm. Left knee comes down. Right knee is going to come back to meet the left. Left foot's going to come forward so you know where we're going to go here. Left foot comes all the way forward. So we start shimmering that up until we start to really get a full front psoas muscle on the right side stretch, right? Right knee can even come back again so that you start to create some length in between. Rise up with the arms as you inhale in. Good deep inhale here. Reach up, inhaling. Far as you want to go. Exhale down. Flexing, we start to hinge that hip and start to flex that left foot. Our body comes over that left outstretched leg. Again, we can start to just hinge over, lean forward, whatever kind of feels good to you tonight in this stretch. Start to walk the hands back up again. Left foot is going to come back, left knee back to meet the right. Hands are padded. We're going to tuck our toes under. Actually, first we're going to do one thing, and that's going to come down to the floor because I wanted us to do cobra. So here we are in our tabletop positions. Just slowly start to hug the elbows in toward the body and start to bring the chest down toward the floor, and then bring the knees out long. So now we are on our bellies. Our hands are down in front of us. Our hands are still starfish in front of us, and they're right underneath the shoulder heads. Our neck is long, so you're looking down toward the mat, just listening to my words, right? We start to hug the elbows in toward the body, kind of like they're glued to the body. And on the inhale now, we're going to push up. So now we're using biceps to push the body up with our own body weight. Exhale down. Inhaling, rising the head, and exhaling down. Inhaling, rising, and exhaling down. Inhaling as we rise, exhale down. Inhaling. This is going to be the last time. Exhaling, inhaling, and now push the body up as if you're going to come up into upward facing dog, and then we're going to come back to tabletop. In tabletop, we're going to tuck our toes under, and we're going to come up into downward facing dog. So pushing the hips all the way up. Gently start to walk the hands out like maybe one handprint higher. Again, that opportunity to rock the weight slightly forward to forefinger and thumb. We sink the heels down. You may find on this third day that you find yourself a little more flexible, maybe. Sinking one heel down and the other if it's not so much. That's okay. All good either way. Stay here, or on the inhale, lift your left leg up. If you want to go there, good deep inhale here. And then an exhale down. Inhale, right leg up, good deep inhale. And then an exhale down. Bend the knees slightly. You can hop up to the front if you wanted to, or you can gently walk your feet up toward the hands. Let's inhale up to a halfway lift. We have some folks practicing that can do that. Exhale as we come down to the mat. Inhale, coming all the way up. Good deep inhale. And exhale, hands to prayer. Pause here for just a moment. We've been on the floor for a moment, so let's just take a minute to take an inhale in and an exhale into Tadasana. Let's inhale and raise the arms up, rising up, inhaling. Let's exhale down just the right arm. So we get one good deep stretch as we rise up, rooting down with the left hand and reaching over with the right. Start to jut out that left hip now. So you feel a nice stretch here. Come back, inhaling. Reach up, maybe look up with gratitude. Exhale down the left arm, rise up with the right. Head over, right arm comes over toward the left side. We start to jut out that left hip. And then let's come all the way down. Both arms down. Grab your weights here. So if you want something heavier, go there. I'm going to go lighter on mine. I've got my cans. And so we're going to start off. So this will be our prayer pose. This will be our Tadasana, right? And we're going to step in and out of our warriors like we've been doing in our practice, but then we're going to add a few things with our arms. So inhaling in. Take a moment just to rock up onto the ball of the feet. Heels come off the mat. Rock the weight gently back toward the heels, toes come off the mat, and then let the feet settle. We feel that rooting down sensation, that grounding down and rising up. Inhale in. Exhale, Tadasana, hands down beside us. Let's inhale, both arms come up now with our weights, inhaling. Exhale, hands to prayer. We're drawing that right knee up. We start to use the core to draw that right knee up to hip height. As we inhale in now, grow taller on that left side, almost make it an exaggerated way, like we learned the pelvic list last night. And then exhale, let's head back as we take that right foot back to 45 degrees. Good deep inhale here. And an exhale out. Let's inhale and rise the arms up toward the ceiling as we raise up. Take a look up toward the sky, inhaling. And then exhale out halfway. So the arms are T-shaped out in front of us. We take a look out into the front, in the direction of the front of the mat, inhaling. As we exhale, we're going to take the cans or the weights together and round the back. Inhale, we're going to come out, reach out. Exhale, hands together. Inhale, reaching out. Exhale, hands together. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhale. And exhale. Last time. Inhale in. Exhale, Tadasana, hands to prayer. Right foot comes to meet the left. Inhaling in. Exhaling, Tadasana. Inhaling, arms come up. Exhale, hands to prayer. And left knee comes up. Good deep inhale. Rise up with the left knee. Inhale, grow taller on the right side. Exhale, hands are going to come up. We're going to step back into warrior one. Reach up high with the arms, inhaling. Exhale, down halfway. Inhale, puff the chest out. Take a look up. Exhale, hands come together. Inhaling, reaching out. Add the abdomen, taking the navel back toward the spine. Exhale, hands together. Inhale, find your pinky toe of your left foot. Let the energy travel up to that left front hip. Exhale, hands come together. Just noticing where you are. Inhale, reaching out. Good deep inhale. Exhale together. Last time, inhaling, reaching out. Exhale, hands to prayer, top of mat. Inhale here. Exhale, bring your low weights down. Grab your high weights if you want to. Good deep inhale. Hands are going to be down beside us. We're going to do a little bicep work. Hands are down beside. You're going to inhale. 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 Just find your breath here as you take one hand up and then back, right? So just focusing on the biceps. The elbows are tucked in toward the body. You could draw the shoulder blades back so you get more of a bicep curl. And find your breath here. Maybe it's like an inhale and an exhale. See what feels good to you. Sometimes I'm talking a lot, and so I'm asking you to inhale when I'm at exhale or vice versa. So you find your way, and if it feels weird to you, and I appreciated the comments yesterday because I was starting to kind of analyze it, and then I just realized that sometimes that's just where I am. So we just go at our own pace sometimes. And when you're talking, sometimes it gets a little bit mixed up. That's okay. Just find your breath here, right? The idea here is that we're tightening up the core as we're using that bicep curl. So normally when I'm in physical therapy, I'm doing about 30 or 50 of these, right? We're just doing a few more. But this is so good for our shoulder health, right? It's all connected, the biceps, the triceps, all of it. Come back and pause. We're going to take the weights down. Let's take another stretch here. So we're going to take our arms out as we inhale in. Exhale, we're going to cross the arms over. If it feels good, we're going to curl the arms around and come into our Garudasana, our eagle pose. Right? So you can start to round the back just slightly if that feels good. Now, if you wanted to add more, okay, so there's lots of layers in Garudasana. You could take that right knee up and bring it across and tuck it under or just hug it in and sink low too. So you could be here or you could just be here, okay? However you are, whichever way you were, start to round the back just so that you get a nice little stretch here with your breath. And then come back up again, bringing the elbows up to about shoulder height. And then gently unwrap. Yeah. Rise up on the inhale, good deep inhale. Exhale down. We're just going to go the other direction. Inhale up halfway. And now we're going to cross that opposite hand over. Other way that you went. Now on this one I can't go as far because of my shoulder, but I'm getting there. So there you are. Find yourself curled up. Again, if you wanted to take your left foot over the right, and you can tuck your toes behind you, then go there. If you can't, that's okay. You just hinge down, right? See how low you can go too. Sometimes that feels really good too. Just use the quadriceps. Using the core, inhaling, we can exhale and start to round down. Now if you're in your bind, you can also round down that way too, right? Just coming all the way down. Finding your stretch. Come back on the inhale or wherever you are and unwrap. And then let's free flow the arms just a minute, raising up. Good deep inhale. And an exhale down. Let's do a little bit more with our low weights, coming up to the top of our mat as we inhale in once more. Let's exhale and forward fold. Find your low weights or your high weights, whatever you want to do. Inhale up to a halfway lift. Exhale as you forward fold. Inhale, gentle bend in the knees, coming all the way up to standing, reaching up. Exhale, hands to prayer, right knee comes up. Inhale as we rise up on the left side. Exhale as we raise up the arms and come back into our warrior one pose. Good deep inhale here. And in exhale, we're going to start to round, we're going to start to hinge forward, letting the hands lead us. And then continuing that hinge, we're going to just hinge forward over that bent left knee. We're going to start off by taking the arms up and then taking the arms out. So just like we were doing on our hands and knees, coming forward, halfway, and then back. Now add layers here. Navel back toward the spine, find your breath. Really use the triceps muscles, so shoulder blades together. Neck is long. We find our breath. And then also just notice if you start to feel that left hamstring, right? As you put weight in that left leg. If it feels bad, you could always back off a little bit. The lower you go, and maybe the higher you reach back, maybe the more resistance you find. Inhaling in, exhaling. Exhale. Last time. Exhale. Come back. Bring the weights down. Keep that front knee bent. Find your heavy weights. And then we're just going to lift up and then come down. And lift up and come down. Lift up and down. Lift up and down. Let's go 4 more. And 3. And 2. And 1. Heavy weights come down. Grab your light weights. Good deep inhale. And exhale, let's come up. Inhale with arms up, reach up, good deep inhale. Back to your warrior one. Exhale, hands to prayer, right foot comes to meet the left. Let's do the other side, inhaling in. Exhaling, Tadasana. Inhaling, arms come up, reach up. Exhale, hands to prayer, left knee comes up. Inhaling in. Right side comes up. Exhaling, let's step back to warrior one, rise up. Reach up high, inhaling in. Exhale as we hinge forward, come into humble warrior, reaching forward with our bodies. Our hands down behind us, or down below rather. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, hands come back. Bring the hands forward and then back. to halfway. Come up to shoulders and then hinge back. Again, add the navel to the spine. We start to hinge forward over that right leg. Find your breath. Exhaling, inhaling. Last time. And then hands come back to the shoulders and then down. Let's grab our heavy weights. Continue that bend forward in the right knee. Heavy weights down toward that right calf. And then rise up. So bicep, reach up. Coming up. So start to glue the elbows toward the midline. Navel back toward the spine so you're using the core. Finding your way. Coming up. Last time. And heavy weights come down. Rise up with the arms. Forget the weights. Reach up good. High. And then exhale, hands to prayer, top of mat. Inhaling in. And exhaling, Tadasana. Reach up and extend, inhaling in. Exhale as you forward fold. Grab your light weights or your heavy weights, whichever you'd like. Inhale, coming up to a halfway lift. Exhale as we forward fold. Inhale, let's come all the way up, reaching up high. And as we exhale, hands down. Hands to the hips with your light weights or your heavy weights. Let's bring the feet out about hip width distance, actually more than hip width distance apart. And then take our feet toward the edge corners of the mat and sink down. Let's start here. Quadriceps. Inhaling in and exhaling out. Hands to a goalpost as we inhale and exhale. Start to bring the hands together, sink low, and then come out. So really using the core here, drawing the hands in, and then bringing together. Inhale, reaching out, exhale. Reaching out, coming together. Reaching out, I'm gonna take my heavy weights, come together. And then together. Coming up, and then together. Coming out, and then together. And last time, and together. Now rise up, shape of an X, and now come down. Rise up, and come down. We'll go 8. And 7. And 6. And 5. Breathe. 4. And 3. Feel it. And 2. If you have your heavier weights. And 1. Good. Hands come down. Let's just keep the hands by the hips. Take a little side to side. Take the right heel off the mat and hinge in. So you get a little quadricep. Right heel comes down. Let's take the left heel up and hinge. Inhaling in. Exhaling out. Left heel comes down. Let's take the weights down away from us. Bring the hands down toward the mat just so we can get a nice stretch here. So with the hands on the mat or hands on a block so that the block brings the floor up to us in a way. Let's parallel the feet for just a moment. Let's take our left hand to the mat and draw that right arm up. So we get a nice stretch here. Reach up if it feels okay. If it doesn't, just keep your right hand to your right hip and just start to look toward that right shoulder. So find what works for you. Come back with that right hand, and then let's reach up with that left hand. Reach up to 12 o'clock if it feels good, or keep the left hand to the left hip. But challenge yourself either way to open up. And then left hand comes back, Gently start to, again, rock the weight over, bending the right knee so you feel that left inner thigh. And then gently rock the weight over toward the left bent knee, feeling the right inner thigh. Come back again, hands to the hips, a gentle bend in the knee, and we'll just slowly roll the body up. Let's move a little bit without weights for once, and then we'll come back down to the mat and do a little bit more. So just one set of warriors as we reach up, good deep inhale, no weights. If you want to do weights, you can. Exhale, hands to prayer, right knee comes up, inhaling. Exhale, let's kick out that right foot to hip height. Inhale, coming back, right knee bent. And exhale, let's step back to warrior one. Reach up, inhaling in. Exhale down the right arm, rise up with the right. Open up, inhaling. Exhale, arms come up. Good deep inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to prayer, top of mat. So just a little movement here without any weights, inhaling. Exhaling, Tadasana. Inhaling, rising up, both arms up. Exhale, hands to prayer, left knee comes up. Inhale, grow taller on the right side. Exhale, step back, warrior one, rise up. Inhaling in. Exhale, down the left arm, rise with the right. Inhaling here. Exhaling, arms up. Inhaling, reach up and extend. Exhale, hands to prayer, top of mat. Good deep inhale here. Exhale, Tadasana. Let's make our way down to the mat. Reach up, inhaling. Exhale as we forward fold. Inhaling up to a half lift. Exhale, come all the way down, buttocks down to the floor. Have your low and high weights near you. And let's make our way down to a bridge pose. We'll sink the back down toward the mat. And take a moment just to settle here. That feeling, that sensation of letting the back just rest on the mat. Let the mat support the weight of the body. And again, feeling the soles of the feet on the mat. Grab your heavy or light weights, your choice. So the weights are just right in front of the shoulder heads. Our elbows are tucked in toward one another. We're going to rise up with the weights and then come down. So the weights can be out beside you depending on what you have, or you can tuck the elbows in. Rise up and then down. Push up and down. Come up, down, rise up and down. Pause here for just a second. Take that right foot, just bring it up. So you can stay here, or you can press in with that left foot and rise that right foot up so that you're using that left foot, right? And then rise up once more and come down. Or you can keep the hips down toward the floor. Your choice. We're gonna do 4 more here. 3 more. 2 and 1. Come back. Right foot can come down if it was up. Left foot's going to come up. Stay here with your back toward the mat, or push up toward the ceiling so you get a more intense stretch here, an intense movement. Rise up with the arms and come back. Rise up and then back. 2 and 1. Come back, let the back settle, left foot comes down. Let's lose our heavy weights if you had them. If you didn't, that's okay too. Grab your lighter weights. Let's do one more thing, and then we're going to come into a couple of stretches. So arms are T-shaped out in front, out beside us rather. We have our light weights, or you have no weights, or you can take your yoga blocks. Whatever you'd like to do now. Let's take a good deep inhale in and an exhale out. Just let everything soften. Come together with arms together, hands come together, arms up toward 12 o'clock, and then come out. Arms come up, and then out. Arms come up, and then out. So you can go down halfway or all the way, your choice. as your arms come down, notice if the shoulder blades can come together a little bit on the mat, and then push together. Push the hands together. So as the arms are extended, the shoulder blades could potentially come together. As you're pressing in with the shoulder blades, as the arms come up, just really utilizing those, I guess it would be the supraspinatus muscles, right? Of the arms coming together. Add layers. You could slightly tilt the pelvis forward and up so that way you're using the abdominal core, engaging it as the arms come together. Inhaling and exhaling. Last time. And then arms come down. Let's lose the weights now. We'll bring our arms out, our legs long rather, arms come overhead. And then just like we were doing when we were upright, let's take our elbows with our arms and gently, maybe if you have your left hand on your right elbow, you can gently draw that right elbow over toward the right temple a little bit so that it starts to gently have a nice stretch. And then you can do the same thing, grabbing the left elbow and just gently bring it toward the left temple. Or maybe even side stretch a little bit so you get a deeper stretch. Or you could just take your arms overhead and grab the wrists. So those are another option too. Swimming the hands down beside us. Let's come back into into our bridge pose, finding our heels with our fingertips. Let's lift the hips up off the ceiling, toward the ceiling, and start to feel the quadriceps. And then exhale as you lower. Push up and come down. Find your breath as you lift up and then come down. Inhaling and exhaling. Last time. And then all the way down. Gently start to draw the knees in toward the chest. Hug them in. Take a little rock back and forth from side to side. We'll gently take our right knee in, extend our left leg long. Let's let the left calf press in on the mat. We're going to externally rotate that right knee, taking the right knee out. Left arm's going to come up and over the body. So again, you can catch that right knee, or if you wanted, just like we were doing last night, you could catch the inside edge, the great toe, or the inside edge of that right foot. Not necessarily our happy, laughing baby like we were doing last night, but more externally rotating and just catching that foot. You could also take a strap there too. And that's another thing you could do just to kind of be able to bring that right leg out and really give that external rotation a shot. So lots of options here. Reach up and extend, find your breath, and then gently with your right knee, take your right knee in your left hand, gently bring that right knee across the body, and then let's T-shape out that right arm. Left leg is still extended and lengthening there. We're T-shaping out that right arm, palm is up, right shoulder head resting on the mat. Belly breath in and out. Remember that good deep inhale as you let the belly expand, and then the exhale, letting the belly really contract so that you feel the core as it tightens. Right knee's going to come back, and then let's go over to the other side. So just hug that right knee in one more time, and then let's take the left knee in. Extend that right leg long. Let the right calf press into the mat. We're gently going to take that left knee out toward the left side of the body. So that can be you. You can just hang out and let that left knee back. Just let that right hip, make sure it's on the mat. If you wanted a little bit more, you could catch the inside edge of that left foot and start to draw that left knee toward that left shoulder head if you wanted to. Or even take a strap to the left foot. But all of us, let's take our right hand and bring it all the way over the body so we feel a nice stretch here. Really start to lengthen and reach. Good deep breath in and out. And now on the next breath, taking the right hand to the left knee, outer left knee, and bringing that left knee across the body. Let's T-shape out the left arm now and let the left shoulder head rest on the mat. We'll take a good belly breath in, and as we exhale, contract back, navel toward the spine, engage the core. Left knee is going to come back, left and right knee come back up to meet one another. Another gentle rock back and forth from side to side. Let's do a little bit of abdominal, kind of preparing us for some abdominal work tomorrow. We won't do a ton, but we'll do a fair amount. Legs are going to come up toward the ceiling. So notice as you take your head off the mat, lower back presses into the mat, we start to take a look in between the inner thighs. Hands are down beside us. We're engaging that abdominal core. If you were to stick your hand on top of your stomach, you feel the abdominal core engaged. Take the head back. Find your way here as you gently bring the feet slightly forward toward the crown of the head. That lower back presses into the mat. If the feet were away from the body, that natural S-curve would start to occur. And if you were to take your head off one more time, you notice that the lower stomach muscles start to engage, right? A little bit different. So just kind of being aware of the abdominals there. Let's take an inhale in. We're going to just do some crossovers. So we're going to take our right hand to our left foot, and then we're going to cross over. Shoulder blades are off the mat, and we're just going to cross over. If this hurts the head, then just focus more on touching the toes or the ankles, right? If you're able to lift your shoulders off the mat, then continue touching and tap your ankles. And then go to the calves. Continue tapping and reaching over now as we go down a little bit lower toward the knees. As you do, lifting the shoulders off the mat. And then we continue down toward the thighs. And let's go all the way down toward the hips. Crossing over. We're almost done. Come back up toward the thighs. And then the knees. And then the calves. And the ankles. And the toes. And done. Let the head settle back toward the mat. Keep the feet extended up toward the ceiling. Point and flex the feet. Let the shoulders relax now. Maybe we're using the accessory muscles a little more than we would have, those upper traps. So just letting them soften as we point and flex. Take a circle now, just like we did last night or the night before last, where we painted with our toes the face of an analog clock on the ceiling. We start to round, and as we come forward toward the crown of the head, we use the core to engage. Maybe even lifting the sacrum off the mat, and then go the opposite direction. Last time, if you're there, pause and let's V-shape the feet, flex the feet, and V-shape the feet out. Catch the inner kneecaps. We're just opening up here, pointing and flexing the feet, letting gravity do a little work. The feet come back together. Feet come down toward the floor. And gently, let's bring our feet wider than the mat, and then just take a windshield wiper over toward the right side. We'll press in on the inside edge of that left foot. Left kneecap is going to come down toward the mat. Find out what you'd like to do with your hands. Either they're down beside you, or they're goal posted, or the arms are all the way over the head. Again, the left foot could come toward the left buttock if you want a deeper stretch. might feel good after a little bit of quadricep work that we've done over the last couple days. Sometimes a gentle massage on the leg feels good too. Good deep inhale in and an exhale out. Just releasing any tension. Let's come up with the knees and then go over to the left side now. Just sensing any difference that it might feel. And again, finding our way. If we want to take our right foot up toward the right buttock, to do that. Really feeling that right quadricep. One good last deep inhale. Maybe press in on the inside edge of that right foot and send that right kneecap down a little bit more to have a deeper stretch along the quadricep of that right leg. And then the right knee is going to come back up. We're going to just open the knees, last stretch, like pages of an open book. If you happen to have your blocks here, I mentioned this to you guys last night, so just adding that layer. As you open up, you feel the soles of the feet as they press in toward one another. You could take your block on its medium height or high height. Find your way to kind of that works for you and the way that your hips feel tonight. But you can press them in like wedges underneath the outer thighs. And as you come into Supta Baddha Konasana, you can gently just open up and allow the knees to just rest onto the blocks if you have them, or pillows or whatever you might have available to you. And as you take a good deep inhale in and exhale out, just allowing any tension to release if you happen to have the knees on a block. If you don't, then just allowing some release to happen anyway, if it's available. Sometimes with our knees in a restorative way on the blocks, we can allow the buttocks to kind of soften instead of clenching them or the hips. Just resting here for a moment before we go into our final rest of Shavasana. It's nice to be in a place where you can allow yourself permission to just be, knowing you have a few more minutes of practice and you don't have anywhere else that you really need to go right now. This moment is the most important moment at this moment, right? Gently start to draw the knees in toward one another. Remove the blocks if they were there. And then make your way into your Shavasana. Remember, there's lots of choices here. So you can bring the legs down beside you and toward the edges of the mat. Legs are long. If you want to just start off and be Parita Karani and you already have your block there, you come back into your bridge pose, start to draw the feet up, and just stay here for a few minutes and then go into your Shavasana. Or remember, if you have access to a wall or to a couch to bring the legs up, you could do that. Find where you feel good. The mind can rest at the place where the body touches the earth. So let the weight of your body sink into this place. My friend Lauren posted Pema Chodron recently, and I wanted to read her piece I've read it to you guys before, some of you, and I thought I'd read it again because it resonated with me this morning. Take a good deep inhale in, let the chest expand, let the heart soften and open to the words. The cultivation of joy. How can we let that expand? How do we cultivate the conditions for joy to expand? We train in staying present. In meditation, we train in mindfulness and unconditional friendliness to ourselves, in being steadfast with our bodies, our emotions, our thoughts. We stay with our own little plot of earth and trust that it can be cultivated. The cultivation will bring it to its full potential. Even though it's full of rocks and the soil is dry, we begin to plow this plot with patience. We let the process evolve naturally. At the beginning, joy is just a feeling that our own situation is workable. We stop looking for a more suitable place to be. We've discovered that the continual search for something better does not work out. Doesn't mean that there's suddenly flowers growing where before there were only rocks. It means that we have confidence that something will grow. Something will grow here. As we cultivate our garden, the conditions become more conducive to growth. The conditions become more conducive to the growth of bodhicitta. The joy comes from not giving up on ourselves, from mindfully sticking with ourselves and beginning to experience our great warrior spirit. Isn't this what we're doing with our challenge? Sticking with ourselves. Slowly start to make some movement to your fingers and to your toes. Maybe make fists with your hands just like we did at the beginning of practice and feel the fingertips as they move. Pendulum the wrists. Flex the feet. And then just slowly roll over to the right or to the left side, but cradle your head and your arm and offer up loving kindness for coming to your mat today. Gratitude. When you're ready, let's come up with ourselves to a comfortable seat. We'll keep our eyes closed if it feels good to us, or keep our gaze soft. But we sit erect and dignified. We feel the spine elongate. We feel that rooting down of the sits bones, or us sitting on a block, however we are and present ourselves in this moment. You can keep your hands down beside you tonight if you'd like. We'll just finish with the words of Craig Crippen. By living with kindness, you welcome kindness into your life. By becoming peaceful, you create peace in every experience. And by leading with love, your world becomes love. Be love. Let's share the word namaste together as we take a good deep inhale in. Let's bow and share namaste. Thank you so much for sharing this third night of practice together. I look forward to sharing a practice with you tomorrow night. Tomorrow night we'll be working on abdominals, doing a little bit of work there. So I look forward to sharing that practice. Thank you so much. Good night.